The world's largest hot desert transforming into a vast green landscape? It may sound like science fiction, but parts of the Sahara Desert are becoming greener. Satellite images reveal increasing vegetation in regions that were once nothing but endless sand. At first glance, this seems like incredible news. More plants, more water, and more life should be a good thing, right? Surprisingly, many scientists are concerned, because behind this unexpected transformation lies a complex story about climate systems, ancient history, and a future that may be far less predictable than we think. To understand why, we first need to understand what the Sahara really is. Today, the Sahara covers more than 9 million square kilometers across North Africa. It is one of the harshest environments on Earth, with scorching daytime temperatures, extremely low rainfall, and vast stretches of dunes that appear almost lifeless. But the Sahara hasn't always looked this way. Thousands of years ago, this desert was dramatically different. Scientists call this period the African humid period. Between roughly 11,000 and 5,000 years ago, much of the Sahara was covered with grasslands, lakes, rivers, and forests. Fossil evidence shows that animals such as crocodiles, hippos, elephants, and giraffes once thrived in areas that are now completely dry. Ancient rock paintings discovered throughout the region depict hunters, cattle herders, and wildlife living in what was once a fertile landscape. In other words, the Sahara used to be green. The big question is, what changed? The answer lies in Earth's orbit. As our planet slowly wobbles and shifts over thousands of years, the amount of sunlight reaching different parts of the Earth changes slightly. These small changes affect monsoon systems, which determine where rain falls. When the African monsoon was stronger thousands of years ago, moisture traveled much farther north, bringing abundant rainfall into the Sahara. But eventually, the monsoon weakened, rainfall decreased, vegetation died, the land gradually dried out, and over centuries, the lush landscape transformed into the massive desert we know today. Now, something unusual appears to be happening again. Over recent decades, satellite observations have shown increasing vegetation in parts of the Sahara and the surrounding Sahel region. In some areas, seasonal rainfall has increased. Shrubs, grasses, and small trees are appearing where little vegetation existed before. This phenomenon has led some people to ask a fascinating question. Is the Sahara becoming green again? The answer is both yes and no. Certain regions are undeniably experiencing more vegetation growth than before. However, this does not necessarily mean the entire desert is returning to its ancient state. The modern climate system is far more complicated, and this is where scientific concern begins. One reason for concern is that climate change may be influencing rainfall patterns in ways we don't fully understand. A warmer atmosphere can hold more moisture. This can lead to heavier rainfall events in some regions. But increased rainfall doesn't always create stable ecosystems. Instead, it can produce extreme weather swings. One year may bring abundant rain and rapid plant growth. The next may bring severe drought. These unpredictable fluctuations can make environments more fragile rather than more stable. Another concern involves feedback loops. Vegetation affects how much sunlight the ground absorbs. Plants also influence humidity, cloud formation, and local temperatures. As more vegetation appears, it can alter regional climate patterns. Scientists are still studying whether these changes could amplify future climate shifts in unexpected ways. Perhaps the biggest concern is that changes in the Sahara may affect weather far beyond Africa. The Sahara plays an important role in global climate systems. Every year, enormous amounts of Saharan dust are carried across the Atlantic Ocean. This dust helps fertilize the Amazon rainforest with essential nutrients. It also influences hurricane formation, ocean ecosystems, and atmospheric circulation patterns. If the Sahara becomes significantly greener, dust production could decrease. That might sound beneficial, but it could trigger consequences in distant regions thousands of kilometers away. The Earth functions as an interconnected system. A major change in one part of the world can create ripple effects across the planet. Scientists are also worried about the speed of environmental change. Natural climate shifts usually occur over thousands of years. Today, human-driven climate change is accelerating environmental transformations at a much faster pace. When ecosystems change too quickly, plants, animals, and even human societies may struggle to adapt. For millions of people living along the southern edge of the Sahara, changing rainfall patterns could have profound consequences. Agriculture may improve in some locations, water resources may increase, but extreme floods, droughts, and shifting weather patterns could also create new challenges. So is a greener Sahara good news or bad news? The truth is that it may be both. More vegetation can support wildlife, improve soil quality, and help communities that rely on rainfall. Yet the processes driving these changes may signal larger disruptions within Earth's climate system. What excites scientists is the opportunity to witness environmental transformation on a massive scale. What worries them is that we still don't fully understand where these changes may lead. The story of the Sahara reminds us that landscapes are not permanent. Even the world's largest deserts can change. The Earth we see today is only one snapshot in a much longer story, stretching across thousands of years. And as climate patterns continue to shift, the Sahara may once again become one of the most important places on Earth for understanding our planet's future. The desert is changing. The question is whether humanity is prepared for what comes next.